Afternoon, everyone. Ooh, is that loud? I'm the last speech today, so don't worry, we're nearly done. Thank you. I'm one of the 3 best men today, or 4 if you count Spoon. And when Ian asked me to be the best man, it was an honour. You know, there's no greater honour really than to be asked to be your best friend's best man. About 15 seconds later, the gloss was taken off it somewhat. But he said, "Oh, Rob and Keogh are as well." And I don't know if it's just me, but that isn't grammatically possible to have 3 best men. So the theory is we've got 3 pretty good men standing here in front of you today, but none of us could actually separate ourselves from the pack to be the best man. So it's an honour, Ian. It's an honour to be a pretty good man today. So thank you. No, really. Before I came out, I was talking to a guy at work, and I said it's quite nerve-wracking in a speech in front of a Canadian audience, basically. And he said, "Don't worry," he said, "a speech at a wedding is the same at any wedding in any country." He said, "It's just like walking through a nudist camp." So I stuck by a bit. I thought, "Why is it like that?" He said, "It's only half of the first minute." I didn't really get it, but we'll move on anyway. I met... Is everyone there? Are we all on side? Come on. I've known Ian since I was 16 years old at college. And we've had many experiences, good and bad. We'll come on to them later, Ian. And Ian actually met, as Jim said earlier, through Jenny. He left out, I don't know if it was for an uncomfortable moment, but I was going out with Jenny at the time. But it's not uncomfortable at all, don't worry about that, don't think it's anything weird going on. Yeah, so it's basically mine and Jenny's fault that we're all here today, so I guess we're about, 5 hours away. This is probably a bit too late, but sorry about that, Jim. I do apologise. After the ceremony, it was a lovely ceremony, I'm sure everyone will agree, it was perfect. And I was chatting to Martin, and he said how proud he was to have a son who was witty and handsome, he was kind and intelligent, and he could walk with kings but still keep a common touch. And I must say, on this most special of days, it's an absolute honour to know Rob. But anyway, we best get back to Ian, sorry to digress there. Obviously everyone will probably know Ian, and he's a sensitive guy, and you can immediately take a shine to him. But it's not in a homosexual way, like we all first thought, I'm sure you'll agree. And everyone in the room must believe me when I tell you that Ian is the vainest Englishman on the planet. I've just got a warning for you, Alison, and I'm sorry about this, Ian, but there's one day, if you take Ian's suit to a dry cleaner, you may go in the pocket and you may find something that absolutely repulses you. It'll be a receipt for a fake tanning product. Ian's known for the products he uses on his face. I mean, I can't put it any other way than that. He's proud of his appearance, and he's in touch with his feminine side. There was one day we were playing tennis on the park. It was probably Wimbledon fortnight, because in England that's when, or especially Manchester, that's when people play tennis, when Wimbledon's on the TV. So we said, yeah, we'll play tennis. Now when Ian does anything, he throws himself into it full throttle. So he comes in, he has like a Nadal shirt, you know, the Federer shorts and Henman shoes. He also came with these sweatbands, and they were pristine white, really white. And sorry, that's Ian, you know, he goes into everything. We also noticed that he's looking very well. And in England, when we say well, it's like he's been abroad, like he's got a tan. On closer inspection, he looks more orange than brown. And he's about 2 shades away from an Oompa Loompa, though that style. So anyway, but it's Ian, we thought nothing of it. And anyway, the tennis begins, so serving. And anyway, it's quite a warm day, so Ian builds up a sweat. So, no problem, the sweatbands come into play, so he mops his brow. And at this moment, ladies and gentlemen, something amazing happens. The orange from his forehead transfers onto this pristine white sweatband. So now he's got a white mark across his forehead and an orange mark along the sweatband. It was quite a sight.
Hang on a minute.
Yeah. Yes, he has. And he's got it on today, ladies and gentlemen. It's the biggest day of his life, so we wouldn't wear that. Yeah, and there's also, if anyone wants to see his waistcoat later, I don't know if you noticed, but when you took it off, you had... Listen, Alison, he's got you on side. We all know. The truth is out. Don't worry. Sorry, not long to go, but it'll seem like a lifetime to you, Ian. When we were younger, you probably about 18, 19, a good night out always started at Sharon and Martin's house. and there was a bench there that we used to sit on and just drink many litres of vodka before we went out. Between us, not each. We called it the Bench of Hope. And there's no reason for that, it was just a lovely bench. And it wouldn't be uncommon for Ian to disappear for, say, 10-15 minutes to get ready. Maybe longer, more like an hour, if I'm being honest. But what he would do, he would have no qualms whatsoever. He'd do his hair like you do. And if there was a spike out of place or anything, he'd just cut it off. And this got to a point at one time when he went to a barber's and he refused to cut his hair because the job was so bad. And he didn't want to be held responsible for the haircut he'd end up with, so he didn't care about that. But one particular day, a friend of ours, Andy, who can't be here today unfortunately, he came out with a new coat. It was pristine white again. White's the theme for some reason with Ian. And you could see from the look in Ian's eyes that he really liked it. So off he goes. It's just the usual night. We're having a few drinks and he goes upstairs. And then I need the toilet, so I go upstairs to the toilet. And from Ian's room I can hear a slight murmuring. At that point I think I'll go and have a look. So tentatively I walk through and I saw Ian. He's got his foundation on, he's got his hair done, he's cut into space. He's got the white jacket on, and he's got a hairbrush in his hand as a microphone, and he's singing, I don't know if you know Westlife. It's a boy band, he's singing Westlife's #1 hit, Flying Without Wings, into the mirror. Ian looked at me, I looked at him, and we both knew he was ready for his night out at that point. So on that note, we know Ian's way, so I'd like to sincerely thank Alison's father Jim, because there was people in England who were beginning to think we were a couple. So thank you for letting me marry your daughter. Unfortunately, you may remember Rob's contents list. We've actually run out of time, so if you want to know about any other subject, just to recap, it was Chicken Run, Lucky for Chap Managing the Loft, or Naked Olympics. You can speak to Ian about that later, I'm sure he'll fill you in on everything. Alison, I spent the last 5 minutes paying a roundabout tribute to your husband. It's been clear to me that Alison and Ian are made for each other. They share a lot in common, one of which is they're both very much in love with Ian. And Alison, just so you're aware, if Ian ever says anything to you, if Ian ever says anything to you that can be interpreted one of two ways, and one of them may make you either sad or angry, Ian meant the other one. So just bear that in mind for the future. But in all seriousness now, Ian's is a friend that comes around once in a lifetime.
Too late, fella.
No, he's loyal, he's generous, and all in all, he's a great lad. You sincerely miss back at home, mate. And I can honestly say to Alison, and based